happy Wednesday. Welcome to our live event, The Future of HR Tech with Workable. We'll give it a few more minutes before we fully start, allow some more folks to join. But in the meantime, why don't people keep adding where they're from in the comment section? I've seen a lot of great intros already. Las Vegas, Indiana, the UK, Malaysia, all over the world. Very exciting. I'm Kathleen. I'm tuning in from our lovely Boston office today. So good morning to those folks who it's still morning for, and good evening to those who are chiming in for the later half of their day. Awesome. We're expecting a big crowd today, so I'll just give it a few more minutes. In the meantime, if you guys are not already following us on social media, here are all of our handles here. Definitely give us a follow because we post a lot of great content on there. We have amazing free resources, tutorials, workshops, things like that we post all the time. A lot of thought leadership, amazing resources and articles, things like that. So definitely give us a follow if you aren't already. Awesome. Morocco, South Africa, New Jersey. Looks like we have a really good crowd today. Someone else joining in from Boston. Hello there. Great. And I've seen a few questions already in the chat, but just so you guys all know, this will be recorded and everyone who has either attended today or even just registered will be sent a copy of the recording. So no worries about that. And then where you guys are all posting your comments right here, this is going to act as our chat throughout the evening, or sorry, throughout the event. So feel free to post any questions you have in here as well. And then what we'll do is we'll save them for the end for the live Q&A section. So feel free to post your comments, questions, anything like that. All right. Seems like we've got a good number of attendees going right now. So let's throw the agenda on and get started. Awesome. So thank you all again for joining the Future of HR Tech with Workable. My name is Kathleen. I'm really excited to be your host today. What we have is going to be a jam-packed agenda. It's going to be about 25 minutes long. And for the first half of it, we're going to be showing you some of the amazing new HR functionalities that we've been working on. And then the second half is going to be more of the AI functionalities that we've been working on. But yeah, here at Workable, we've been really hard at work behind the scenes, working on some of these amazing new features. You're going to hear all about them. You're going to hear from a number of members on our team. You're going to hear from our leaders. And then at the end, we're actually going to have a live Q&A section for you guys to ask any of the questions that you have from them. You're going to see some never before seen demos, some really exciting stuff. So we're very excited to get going. I think before we head on in, why don't we introduce ourselves? Because at the end, you'll have a panel, and I want to introduce you guys to those folks. So I'll go first. Hi, my name is Kathleen. I'm a demand generation manager here at Workable. As I said, I'll be your host for today.
And hello, I'm Nikos. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of Workable. Thank you all for coming tonight. For some of them, it's morning. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Spiros, Nikos co-founder and CTO of Workable. Thank you for joining. We have some very exciting news to share with you today. We never felt closer to our vision, which is to offer to all of you a complete, easy to use and affordable HR platform.
And finally, I'm Rob. I'm the CHRO here at Workable. So I'm in the lucky position of not only being sort of playing a small part in helping build what everyone's using, but also a power user of the software myself. So I'm as excited as all you are to see what we're building, because we'll be using it very shortly as well. And thank you again for joining. Really looking forward to this.
Awesome. Great. So yeah, as I mentioned throughout the recording, if you guys just want to post a comment in if you have any questions, and then we'll save them at the end for the Q&A section. But without further ado, let's jump right on in because we're really excited to show you guys everything that we've been working on. First, you're going to be hearing from Jess, who is our SVP of Customer Service, and she's going to be showing you a little bit of what our customers are saying.
Once you've hired the best candidates with Workable, it's time to prepare them to be your best employees. The new hire receives their own onboarding portal with a warm welcome from their team and the information they need to provide, and any documents they need to sign. All done securely with no login required. Workable's onboarding workflow templates are completely customizable, so you can always collect or share exactly what you need for certain locations or departments. The dashboard shows the status of each onboarding, so you can ensure the new hire hits the ground running. Onboarding provides a great head start for the employee's profile, which feeds into Workable's employee management tools. Employee profiles are completely customizable by the HR team and updatable by the employee with their personal information changes. Say goodbye to manual updates. Their completed profile puts them into the employee directory and org chart, so team members can see the others at the company and get a bird's eye view of how the company functions. Like most companies, you probably have a number of company documents. Workable's file management tool keeps them all in one place, completely accessible and secure. Complete with multiple party e-signatures, it's never been easier to manage all your important documents. Time off management and more tools are coming soon, making Workable all your company needs to find, hire, onboard, and manage your employees.
In working with over 7,000 global customers, overwhelmingly, the most asked about feature requests we've received to date is the ability to onboard and manage your employees, all while in Workable. You've asked and we've listened. I'm pleased to announce that Workable is now talent management software. So what does this mean? With Workable, you can now manage the full life cycle of your employees, from finding and hiring the right candidates through offboarding employees and everything in between. Is it a separate application? No, it's one Workable that now includes the ability to easily share documents with new hires for review and e-signature, store all company documents in one place, access and update employee profiles, providing a single source of truth for employee information, and know who reports to who using the available org chart. And coming soon, you'll have the ability to request and track time off. You can expect the same ease of use, support, and things you enjoy about Workable. Our customer success and account management teams are excited to guide you through a seamless implementation and provide ongoing guidance on best practices in talent management. More than 1,200 customers have already begun using the onboard and employee management features. The feedback's been just incredible, and I wanted to share a few examples with you. Thank you.
Hello. We hope you're excited to learn more about Workable's employee onboarding and management features. Let's go through a quick demo and I'll introduce you to the features that make onboarding and employee management easy, fun for all employees, and all from within Workable. Let's jump in and onboard a new employee, Anna Bailey. All we have to do is move Anna to the hired stage and move to the company page that's located in the top navigation bar. This is a self-service hub for employees to access the people directory, org chart, and company files. From here, we can easily add new employees by selecting the dropdown. We can add manually, we can import in bulk using a CSV, or even automatically import from the hired stage. In this case, we'll go ahead and select Anna Bailey, choose her start date and profile template, and save as draft. Here's the first glimpse into the employee profile, which is completely customizable based on your company's needs. You can easily collect all the information that you require. You can customize it by entity, by department, location, and get all the information you need every time. There's an information tab and a files tab. The information includes subjects such as personal information, job information, even sensitive information around compensation, legal documents, and more. Let's go ahead and kick off the onboarding process. Simply select the dropdown, select the onboarding workflow template you'd like them to go through, and based on their start date, you can either start onboarding immediately, or you can select the number of days before their start date you'd like onboarding to kick off. The candidate is going to receive an incredible welcome email with a link to their personalized onboarding portal, all secure, and with our magic link, there's absolutely no login required. The onboarding portal can be customized with a welcome message from your company, even a video maybe from their new leader or their new team, welcoming them to the company, even introducing them to some of the onboarding activities ahead. For the new hire, they can easily see all of their onboarding activities at a glance, making it really easy to stay on track. They know exactly what they need to do, including filling out their employee profile, filling out onboarding forms, and signing documents electronically. Now we can visit the onboarding tab. This dashboard shows the progress of all new hires throughout their onboarding, including pending onboardings, scheduled onboardings, onboardings in progress, and even completed onboardings. We have some other really impressive employee management features built right into the company page. It's accessible to all employees, self-service. The employee directory helps employees to search for others by name or by email. They can filter by department, entity, location, status, and more. The org chart shows the company hierarchy, making it easy to understand reporting and decision-making structures, especially helpful for new hires that are just getting to know their new colleagues, and especially for remote companies. The Files tab holds essential company documents such as remote work policies, holiday schedules, and more. Everything's customizable by entity, by department, location. You can even set up documents for e-signature. Admins are able to manage all onboarding and management in the employee management section of their Workable settings. They can create and adjust company entities, add locations, add sites. They can completely customize profile templates, e-signature templates, onboarding work to make sure you're getting the exact experience you want for your employees and new hires. The customization options make this a perfect fit for companies of all sizes and all scalability options. We'll be introducing a number of improvements and new features over the coming months, including time off management. Easily set up time off policies for your company and apply them to your employees. They'll be able to view their balances and request time off, while managers can easily approve or deny requests. Workable is excited to provide HR software to enable companies of all sizes to complete nearly all of their HR tasks, from hiring to time off management, all in one single platform.
When can customers use it?
Right now, you can go on your Workable account to activate this, or contact our support team who are standing by, ready to help you get started.
How much does it cost?
All existing functionality is free and will remain free. Also, it's available to all Workable customers on any plan. So if you have a Workable account, you can use this today.
How can customers know if this new functionality is right for them?
Every company needs this. Very small companies can get away with using spreadsheets and documents for a while, but this doesn't really scale. Plus, there are privacy and compliance questions when you manage personal data, so you really need software that takes care of all that. The best way to see if this is right for you is to just try it out or contact our support team, who will be happy to answer all your questions and also show you how it works.
What else can we expect?
There is a lot more coming. Payroll integrations, additional reporting, learning, HR help desk, performance management. Our customers have been asking us for a single solution to all their HR needs, and we are working to deliver just that. We're accelerating our investment. We are actively hiring and growing our product and engineering teams in order to realize this vision. And importantly, we're not talking about separate apps or modules. There is just one Workable, one place to get all your work done. Workable is HR software.
The next thing we have today is not a feature, but it will change everything. This year, AI technology has reached a crucial milestone. It only takes a few minutes with ChatGPT, and you can see for yourselves. This will have immediate business applications in so many fields, and they're going to be so important. Some of us are already using it daily, and all of us are wondering, how is this going to change our work and our job? Nobody doubts it will. At Workable, we are very optimistic about the impact of this technology in recruiting specifically, and HR more generally. First of all, it does not antagonize the user. Instead, it empowers them. the applications and common workflows are totally obvious for our domain. I mean, from preparing a job kit to sourcing, doing interviews, evaluation, transcribing, but also crunching a lot of information, summarizing, reorganizing. This is the sort of thing that generative AI is really, really good at, and recruiting is full of those tasks. In the end, it's an incredible productivity boost, especially for small teams of people juggling many roles at once, which is, if you think about it, very typical of a user or Workable user. It is not magic, however. On its own, its uses are limited. It needs to live inside your application where you do your work. It also needs a lot of other things. It needs context, it needs data, it needs guardrails, it needs training, tuning, reliability. That's what we've been busy doing for you. And today, we'll show you what it looks like, at least in 2023, because this technology evolves really, really fast. You will see how we have weaved the capabilities of this technology in all the stages of the workflow, end to end. Rob will just show you now in the next demo what it feels to work with an AI Copilot.
Let's see how this advanced technology will change the way we work, not only streamlining our processes, but helping us deliver outstanding hiring outcomes. Let's get started by crafting the perfect job advert. Starting with the basics, I can make sure our job title is going to appeal to the right candidates. And with real-time insights, I can take the guesswork out of compensation decisions. I can also say goodbye to poorly written job adverts, or staring at a blank page, or making endless revisions. Instead, generative AI becomes my world-class writing assistant, creating a compelling job advert that can be quickly modified to ensure it is just how I want it for my company. With AI having provided a helping hand in creating this job, and with it live on job boards now, an AI recruiter can step in to identify suitable profiles for me, eliminating hours of time spent sourcing across the web, time most of us probably don't have to start with. AI Recruiter explains why these candidates have been selected, meaning it's easy for me to identify which ones to reach out to, or not. We all know how important it is to deliver a great candidate experience. Personalizing candidate outreach has never been easier. Engaging emails are crafted for us, and modifications in tone, style, and content are instant. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all messages. For applicants, or any resume we receive directly, as soon as it's in the system, AI instantly assesses the candidate's suitability, creating a profile summary that empowers us to make informed decisions based on more than a cursory review of the resume. This gives us every chance to review every application, not only leveling the playing field for candidates, but helping us make the best hiring decisions. Scheduling interviews and coordinating calendars is very rarely something we look forward to. Managing scheduling conflicts and rescheduling appointments can be a huge drain on our time we'd rather spend on far more valuable activities. But now it's effortless. There's no more back and forth emails or scheduling conflicts, as the AI tools handle these tasks for us. Now that we're speaking to the right candidates, we can make sure that the selection process will be effective and consistent too. Tailored, AI-generated interview questions and scorecards ensure we cover all the essentials and make data-driven hiring decisions. No more generic questions or ill-prepared interviews. Our interview process is being improved as well as being streamlined. And as always, our AI assistant is at hand to make adjustments and improvements based on our choices and inputs. We all know how important capturing interview feedback is. So during interviews, it can be easy to focus on the note-taking at the expense of actively listening to what a candidate has to say. But now, we can truly immerse ourselves in the conversation with a candidate, knowing that the AI takes care of transcribing, note-taking, and extracting key insights from interviews to complete an interview summary. With these instant summaries, it's quick and easy for the interviewer to add their feedback right away, avoiding those days chasing interviewers for feedback, which slow down the hiring process. So often, interviewing is a skill ignored by training. But when an interviewer is provided with structured scorecards, is able to focus completely on the candidate, and has such rich data like this to help write their evaluation, we really can improve the quality of interviews at every company. It really is like every hiring manager or recruiter having a dedicated assistant right by their side at all times, providing invaluable support throughout the hiring process.
When we find the perfect candidate, we create offer letters effortlessly using these AI tools, and we can have confidence in those offers, knowing we've made well-informed decisions and given each candidate a fantastic, personalized experience. But wait, that's not quite where it ends. We all know the next step in turning a successful hire into a successful employee is creating an effective onboarding experience. Imagine AI creating that perfect, personalized onboarding experience for each new hire, and in the future, maybe their personalized training and development plan too. AI-driven tools are going to revolutionize how we hire from start to finish. AI really can be our dedicated assistant, augmenting our existing skills, streamlining processes, empowering us to make data-driven decisions, while providing an unparalleled experience for candidates and new hires.
This future is now. Some of what you saw in the demo is available today. We always had AI for resume parsing and automatic sourcing. This is just getting better all the time. Our AI Copilot now helps you write job descriptions, soon adding interview questions and emails. Interview transcripts, summary and evaluation coming later this year. Our beta customers are seeing tremendous increase in productivity with these tools. I hope you will too. Currently, all AI features are included in our standard plans at no additional cost. We are rolling out the rest of the features one by one over the next few months. Everything you saw will be in your hands by the end of the year. We are also planning to release a user-friendly, workable AI toolkit for hiring managers and individuals. This will be free for anyone. And this is just the beginning, but it's also not easy. The technology is powerful, but how do you make it practicable? It takes effort, sophistication, and some of the hardest to find experts in the world, so that it is predictable and reliable as much as it is productive, so that you use it for your business, save time and money, but also have peace of mind. This is our job and our promise to you.
Hello, I'm Kostas Rapantsikos. I'm the VP of Data Science in Workable.
How is this going to be different from ChatGPT?
ChatGPT is a conversational AI platform that is designed to be adaptable to a wide range of use cases. On the other hand, our AI Copilot is a specific application of AI technology that is focused on improving the hiring process for companies. As we saw, it does this by automating many of the tasks that are traditionally done by human recruiters, such as generating job descriptions, creating personalized interview kits, parsing CVs, screening candidates, and communicating with them throughout the hiring process. An important factor that sets our Copilot apart is its seamless integration with our suite of tools, such as our ATS, job board, and HRIS. The Copilot can effectively integrate with these systems and access the proprietary data and metadata contained within them. This integration enables it to provide more relevant insights to the recruiter and can help streamline and optimize the hiring process. But how are we doing that? And how is this different than the prompts that everyone can use to extract information from ChatGPT? Maybe you've heard of prompt engineering. This approach is distinct from basic ChatGPT-style prompting because it leads to problem-specific prompts that are optimized for high volume and reliability. This process involves several steps, including identifying the problem to solve, analyzing the data and metadata available, and designing prompts that are optimized for the specific application. The prompts are then tested and refined and can be iteratively improved over time. Without going deeply into technical details, I will touch on the concept of few-shot-in context learning, which is one of the methods people use to improve prompts. This is a recent method which entails feeding a large language model with a test instance and a limited number of training examples as input. Instead of adjusting its parameters, the LLM decodes the output directly based on this input. Note that the training examples are tailored to the specific use case. This is where our data and metadata become useful. By incorporating them, we can augment the prompt with relevant examples and guide the LLM to extract customized information. Let's take job postings as an example. By giving it a job title, the AI Copilot can analyze similar job postings to identify key skills, education, experience levels, and other essential requirements for that role. With this information, the Copilot can generate customized prompts and create tailored job descriptions that are more likely to attract qualified candidates. This personalized approach can improve the quality of hires while also saving time and resources for the recruiting team.
Does it take advantage of Workable's domain-specific knowledge?
The short answer is yes. I provided few details in my previous response. But there are more benefits to our data. New users are joining and older ones are adapting to the market. This means that data is flowing and is always up to date as compared to the more static knowledge of pre-trained LLMs. Reinforcement learning from human feedback was the key to fine-tune LLMs and end up with ChatGPT. It is used in situations where it is difficult or expensive to obtain large amounts of training data or where human expertise is required to make decisions. In Workable, we have both the data and the experts. For instance, our AI recruiter solution is trained using implicit or explicit feedback from daily user interactions. We analyze the user's preferences when they select a candidate and track the interactions as the candidate moves throughout the ATA stages. This is exactly the type of data for fine-tuning an LLM and improving overall efficiency.
How is the customer's data being used?
Our primary focus is to use customers' data to enhance the performance and accuracy of our in-house AI systems. It is important to note that this data is kept confidential and is not shared or distributed outside of the company. Utilizing this data to improve our models has several benefits. For instance, analyzing the data enables us to gain insights into our customers' needs and preferences. This, in turn, aids the development of new features and capabilities as well as the improvement of existing ones. Moreover, by utilizing this data, we can refine our models and adapt them to the specific needs and demands of each customer. This approach allows us to continuously enhance our offerings and deliver tailored and customized results for our clients. At present, it is worth noting that the majority of LLM-based applications operate on black box models like the ChatGPT. Nonetheless, we are committed to designing the prompts in a way that eliminates the risk of sensitive data leakage, and we have the intention to develop our own fine-tuned models in-house. Overall, we place high priority on protecting customer privacy and security, and as I said, customer data is not shared or distributed outside of the company. Customers can rest assured that their data is being used only for authorized purposes and that their privacy is being safeguarded.
Is the AI functionality compliant with laws and emerging regulations on non-discrimination?
With the ongoing progress in AI, there will be a significant increase in legislative and regulatory attention towards AI. It is important for us to follow and comply with laws and regulations on non-discrimination. As part of our commitment to ethical AI practices, we are a member of the European AI Ethics Consortium. This consortium brings together experts from various fields to collaborate on proposing ethical guidelines for AI development and deployment. One of the key issues related to AI ethics is explainability, which refers to the ability to understand how an AI system arrives at the decisions or recommendations. We've made efforts to ensure that our AI functionality is as transparent and explainable as possible. As an example, when our AI recruiter suggests a candidate, it also provides tags that explain the decision-making process. These tags can highlight a match in education, seniority, specific skills, and more. Our goal is to ensure that our clients have a clear understanding of how our AI algorithms arrive at their results, and we're continuously working to improve this aspect of our solutions. Apart from our focus on explainability, we're actively involved in a European project that is centered around fairness in AI. The goal of this project is to create tools and methodologies that can be used to evaluate and minimize bias in AI systems. We want to follow the latest research and developments in this field and be at the forefront of efforts to promote ethical and unbiased AI solutions. We not only follow and participate in related consortia, but we are also taking responsibility for self-evaluating our in-house tools.
We already have some amazing questions going on in the chat, so we're so happy that you guys are as enthusiastic about this as we are. Before we get to the questions, I do just want to mention there have been a few comments about getting a demo or anything like that. So my colleague Mihaela will post the note in the chat. But again, if you guys are interested in a demo, we have a designated landing page that you can go to. Just submit your information and we'll get you that tailored demo. So without further ado, let's jump on into the Q&A section because we have a lot of amazing things lined up. I think that we already touched on this one a little bit, but let's start with this one from Georgia, who is wondering, how will these new features be implemented or available for existing customers? Nikos, you want to take that one? I think you're on mute still.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'll take that. Let's summarize what we saw today. We saw the new HRIS being demoed. This is out already. You can use it today. You can go and talk to you can enable it self-service or talk to our team. It's included in your plan. In the next few months, we will release time off, and this will also be included in your plans. And for performance management next year, I saw a lot of questions regarding payroll. We already have some payroll integrations. I know we have ADP. I think we have more, but we are making them better and more comprehensive. And we have a team working on this. Our intention is over the next, 6 months, 1 year, to have a lot of diverse payroll integration, so you can use whichever payroll provider you want with it. Regarding AI, the AI recruiter has been there for years. The resume parser is getting improved. We have the generative AI for job descriptions right now online. You can use it. People are using it every day now. And the rest that you saw, emails, interviews, interview transcripts, evaluations, these things are going to come for the rest of the year. But everything you saw on your screen today is going to be in your hands by the end of the year.
Awesome. Okay. There have been a lot of integration questions, so let's kind of touch on that briefly. So Adam is wondering, related to all of the above, will existing integrations to third-party HRIS remain?
Yes, absolutely. We currently have integration with several HRIS. We will continue maintaining them. We will continue improving them. We have absolutely no intention to make it a worse experience to use 2 systems at once if you have your own reason to do so. The economics aside alone would be enough for you to choose one system. So we will make it easy for you, and even we'll make it better so that you still get the syncing and you still get to see things from both sides. So we want to make it a good experience for you if you choose that. And obviously someone who wants to choose one tool, then it becomes easy. But no, we're not going to blame it if that's your question.
Very soon we are going to improve the integration we have. And with all the main HRIS systems, we are going to have a 2-way syncing. So far, we have 1-way syncing. We push data from Workable to HRIS systems. Now we will plan to implement the opposite as well, so that if you use Workable HRIS for some functionality and some other system for some other part of functionality they have, you can have the same view on both systems.
Awesome. Okay. Let's share this one from Francesca, who is wondering, will notification emails be sent to update on the onboarding progresses? Who wants to take that one? Spiros.
We have a live dashboard where you can see the progress of ongoing onboardings, and we also notify the users when the process ends. We may add the ability to notify at every step of the process the HR admins if this is a common request.
Right. All right. Morgan is wondering, for the organizational chart, is that available for applicants or only when someone is being onboarded? That's a good question, Morgan.
It's only available when you're already in the system as an employee, so you wouldn't see it. But I can see why you would like to be able to share it. Yeah, you can't do that though.
We do something similar already with our org chart. We have a public employee handbook, and in the public employee handbook, we have what we call like an alternative org chart. So it's not hierarchical. It explains to people how the teams are structured, what those teams do. So I can see why that's helpful. But yeah, we do that through our employee handbook right now.
Awesome. All right.
But the org chart is going to be, a key part of the recruiting process as well. So in the near future, you will be able to open a requisition directly from the org chart and inherit, all who is the hiring manager or the line manager later on of that person who will fill this requisition, or even be able to replace, somebody with backfill automatically based on the characteristics they had as employees. So.
Right. All right. Millie,
Regarding access,
yeah. Can you explain a little bit more about access and permissions? Go ahead, Nikos.
Generally, look, this is one application, the same application. It's fully integrated. It's not something separate. So essentially, it will inherit the same logic and understanding of departments, locations, roles. So we follow the same model inside the HRIS. Now, the HRIS is a little bit, by its nature, it's administrative, it has more workflows and approvals, etc. And we have implemented those flows, access, and approvals in every place that seemed necessary through the beta test and the work we did with customers. But I know this is a subject that sometimes, somebody wants something different. Let's see if somebody breaks what we've made and they need something more detailed.
One thing you can do, which we've done as well, is that there are obviously cases where you have someone who maybe you need to be a sort of an admin on the recruitment side. So our head of talent actor here is an admin on the recruiter side, but she has less access on the HR side. So you can move things about there, but it's really simple to set that up.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. Margaret is wondering, is there a way to trigger background checks and reference checks once the onboarding has begun instead of doing it in a candidate's profile within the pipeline?
Can we do this? I don't know.
Maybe not yet.
No, it's not possible
at
the
background check
after the employee has been hired.
No, because the way it works. Right.
Yeah.
So no, the answer at the moment is no. It's done through the candidate profile in the job rather than the onboarding process. So at the moment, it goes down as a feature request we'll take on board. Thank you, Margaret.
Perfect. All right. And Jolly is wondering, can we share offer letters from Workable?
Yes, and you can sign them electronically and all the approvals and all that good stuff. It's part of the process.
Love that. Okay.
And you can even make your own templates. It's actually the offer letter is an entire feature of its own, and it's been working for a long while, so we can say it's reliable.
Awesome. Okay, this one is from Rebecca, who it looks like she's tuning in from LinkedIn, actually, which is cool. She says, we are wanting to track replacement roles versus new addition requisition. Is there a way to do that when opening a new rec?
Yes.
Yeah, by default, it understands the difference between a new role or a backfill. It has a classification. So if you use our hiring plan, this gets recorded totally.
We can share in the comments an answer to that question.
Okay, great. All right. Just making sure we have a lot of HRS questions, but I want to make sure that we leave time to also get to some of the AI ones. So I might jump into some of those. All right. This was a common one that I saw in the chat. I think we did answer it, but we'll answer it to the group here too. So where do candidates come from with the AI sourcing?
Yeah, let me clarify something. Workable, aside from the ATS that you're very familiar with, also runs people search, which is independently of the candidates we have handled for the ATS. essentially a big database that we have built of public information for third-party providers of, I don't know, it's nearly 1 billion people now, with the varying degrees of quality of, it's what you do when you search in people search inside Workable, it's the enrichment that we provide. So this is data that we have obtained elsewhere, and it's a database of passive candidates. What the AI recruiter does is it tries to match those passive candidates. He has an evaluation of trying to see if these are likely, real, available, good response, and related to your job, obviously. So don't think it's connected in any way with your current candidates. There is also another functionality in the same AI recruiter. Sometimes it will tell you, I also found 20 candidates of your past candidates. It will also resurface people from your past. But the main thing that we call AI recruiter looks at the big passive candidate database that we have built over the last decade. And just to make it totally clear, we have built it not by taking the candidates of our customers. These are separate things.
Awesome. All right. This kind of ties into that, but this has been a common question that people have asked. How is the AI monitored / built, and how do we make sure that the AI does not become biased? I know that that's a big concern right now for people. So feel free to jump in on that one, Nikos, if you have anything to add.
Several things to say here. Okay. First of all, Kostas earlier in the video explained how we're in the European Consortium for AI ethics. Like, we are very hooked up on this, and we are utilizing the technology as it comes out for better explainability, for better transparency, for evaluation of the models. This is young technology, so now the entire stack of tools for doing these things, now everybody is discovering these things. We are very much ahead of this. We've been doing this for 7 years. So what we can promise you is that we can give you whatever best technology currently exists. Now, another thing to think about, though, is also what we are building with it. If you notice the demo, even though it's magical and amazing and automatic, the thing it does, I'm not really making much of a decision for you. It's essentially summarizing, transcribing. It's helping you a lot, but or even in the job description, there is a ton of guardrail. This thing comes with examples. I mean, there's a team of experts that is monitoring. We even have an LLM. What it does, essentially, it goes and monitors the output of the other AI to see if it's making any mistakes or any consistently problematic things. So yes, it's a big and complicated issue. There is no clear answer yet. We will follow the best breed in technology with this. And what we're doing right now is carefully giving you things where there isn't a lot of room for this thing to go amok. I mean, it is very guardrailed. It's just producing good content for you. I don't know, Spiro, if you want to add something to that, but I think that's the most
Yes, to
honest
be a little bit more specific, the features that our recommender uses do not, discriminate people in any of the, ways you can, consider obvious, like, gender, age, or anything like that.
Great. Okay. Jumping back a little
I just want to answer a question that came in from Romin Lundberg, which says, if we use the HRIS and want to leave later, can we take our data? Of course, and we will help you export it. There's no concern with that. Even now, even with recruiting data, if you leave your data is still there. We don't delete stuff.
Great.
We don't find it a good strategy. Do we have any questions?
Yep. Jumping back a little bit to more of the onboarding stuff, but in the onboarding, Brona is wondering, can you upload your own company forms / templates to be completed?
Yes.
Yes. Short answer, yes.
Rob, you want to explain?
Yeah, so and also for us, so we have like 3 or 4 international offices, so we have different forms for different offices, and so you can have different workflows to cover that as well. So if you have forms that are in different languages, it supports that as well. So yeah, it's very customizable in that way.
Great. And now on the flip side of onboarding, Angela was wondering, will Workable have offboarding features too?
So far, it is very basic. You can only remove the employee from HRIS, and as a user, from the org chart of the company and also as the user of the HRIS application. But we are going to improve it a lot in the near future, like the provisioning services, all the other stuff that is necessary.
Great. Okay. A little bit more technical of a question regarding the AI. So for the AI sourcing, is it only effective if the keywords on a job description match the keywords on the CV?
No, it's much more advanced basically. So it's not just doing keyword matching and looking for SEO in the job description and SEO in the resume. It's effectively trained on, for a job like this, if you read a job description, is this the kind of candidate that would have been selected historically? So the short answer is yeah, it's way more advanced than that. It's not just doing keyword matching.
Great.
It's doing it in a way very similar to how a human would do this thing.
Awesome.
For onboarding, will the data be deleted after 12 months or is it permanent, kept by employee? Right now, our policies in general, we don't delete data. But no, you mean for GDPR?
Probably, yes.
Data gets deleted through GDPR rules, so I'm betting if it's applicable for GDPR.
So far, the GDPR rules only apply to the recruiting data. But if there is a common request to expand this functionality to HRIS, we will add it to HRIS as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I saw some more questions around.
I have one from Matthew. He says, I saw this question and didn't see an answer, so I'm seconding it. Is there a DPIA in place for the new features?
You mean for the HRIS? I believe so. And if there isn't, there would be one very soon. We should be in the process. I know because there's DPS for everything is the answer. But I don't know if we have it in place for the new HRIS. I'm sorry. We can provide you with that answer, but I don't have it right now.
Okay.
Do we know?
No, we'll follow up after that one.
Yeah, we'll follow up. All right. So there have been a lot of integration questions, but Christopher is wondering, will there be less of a focus on integrating with other HRS as Workable expands their capabilities?
No. I remind you that recruiting is still the majority of our business. It's what we are known for. Definitely, we are very serious about the HRIS. We want to truly become one software for the HR department. But we know very well that a lot. I'm not sure if it's going to be the majority, but a lot.
As I said before, the goal is two-way syncing, so that if you are using other HR tools in parallel with Workable, to have the exact same data on all systems.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
before we jump to the next question, Kathleen,
I want to make another note here. We have increased our engineer team dramatically. Now we're 140 people versus 60, 70 that we were when most of the Workable today has been built. So this does not mean a reduced emphasis on recruiting. This thing continues to be developed and advanced in the same rate, but we also have a second team essentially who's working on all the new stuff. So don't expect us to pull back on this or to try to, distance ourselves from the HRS companies. On the contrary, we have so many customers who are using both, and those relationships are sacred to us.
Awesome. Okay, Valentina has a question that I'm sure we've all wondered at some point using Workable. When a candidate is hired and has access to the platform, can they see the feedback from their interviews?
No.
And in fact, it is a pretty advanced feature. So, for example, even if that person gets hired and 3 years later becomes the director of the department who should have rights on anything on that stuff, because that record, that hire has been before they got the new rights, they would still see gibberish when they go to the candidate. They would see the
not only them, but also all their future colleagues will not have access to data related to recruiting, apart, of course, from those who were involved in the hiring process.
Yeah, so unless you were there during the recruiting, this data is always there only for those people.
Awesome.
By the way, I was just informed that we indeed have a DPIA for the new HRIS functionality.
Nice. Awesome. Then
So
we're
the
able to get a
DPA
question.
answer is yes.
Awesome. All right. I think we already touched on the second half of this one, but
How
Melissa,
many job boards?
yeah, how many free job boards is the system posting to? That's a good one.
The slightly complicated answer is hundreds of the way that job boards work. So we have direct integrations with tens of them across the world. So it depends on where your job is, what sort of department you're hiring for, depending on which job boards are available. But from there, it will then also get distributed to further job boards. So that's not a particularly black and white answer, but it's a depends, and it's a lot for the job boards.
Great.
But one thing to say is that of all the recruiting software out there, Workable is perhaps the most aggressively connected and the most interested in sourcing. Definitely our biggest strength is the number of candidates we deliver. We are a platinum partner of Indeed, only one of 4 companies in the world to have that distinction and to have integrations with the products, the same with LinkedIn and all the major players. So if your answer is this going to give my jobs a lot of exposure? Yes.
Awesome. All right. Damien is wondering something that I'm sure is a common question right now. So with all this advancement of the technology, are there thoughts that this will negatively affect recruiter and talent acquisitions positions in corporations? What do you guys think?
Look, our first reaction whenever we see a technology doing something very productively is like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job, or that's my job. But at the end of the day, what typically happens or historically has happened is that we just do more work. We just become more productive. We just get a bigger farm when we get the tractor. And I think the same thing will happen here, because people are people and they will do things and they will find work. And for our users, what I think is essentially they would do less of the stuff that, to be honest with you, they didn't like doing in the first place, and more of the stuff that matters and be insanely more productive. And for our customers specifically, typically they're small or medium-sized companies with small teams, small recruiting teams, who are always overwhelmed, could always use some more productivity. So I didn't think this is going to lead to people just sitting there twiddling their thumbs in the end. And you see, it's a help. It's not something that cancels the work. It just helps it. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. All right. Jess Silda is wondering, will the AI integration have an option to record video interviews? Yes. Awesome.
It will record the interviews, it will transcribe them, and it will summarize them, and then it will take the interview questions that the AI prepared and pair the answers to each question based on the interview. So you will get that to be able to do the evaluation. This is coming later this year. Now, the recording of it, the video, I don't know. I mean, are we going to keep the recording? Perhaps yes, perhaps no. I have noticed that many of the AI tools that do transliteration have stopped keeping the recordings, because once you have the transcript, nobody uses them. I don't know if in interviews it's going to matter more where you want to see the candidate. I think in our case, we will probably keep them.
Okay. All right. We have a few good questions on training. So Staley is wondering, would you have any learning sessions for admins when you introduce these new features?
Yes. So we have, so Nick, who runs our customer enablement team, there's already webinars up for the HRIS features. So you can go and watch them from the resources site, and more will come on that on the AI side as well. So if you haven't seen it yet, if you go to help.workable.com or resources, you'll find all the webinars there. So whether it's for new users of Workable that you bring on, or whether it's for specific features, there's a lot of content there and a lot of video content as well. But if you need any more support, as Thanos mentioned earlier, the support team are already always waiting to help answer people's questions.
Awesome. All right. Another one regarding some training. So Stu is wondering, will you be looking to add in compliance trainings, example for anti-harassment, DE&I, and non-biased?
You mean for the users?
Yeah, I think probably for the users and how to use the tool in a non-biased way.
That's an interesting idea. I mean, usually, typically, these are trainings companies do for themselves, but to have some kind of guide of how to best use the tool, if that is your objective, I think that's something we can make a note and do. That would be, I don't know, I like the sound of it.
Yeah, we can put together some kind of like how-to guide or
Good.
tutorial.
Thank you, Sue. We'll, this is an idea we'll discuss.
All right. This is one regarding spam. So Kathleen is wondering, on the other side of that, do you see the AI process becoming spam to the potential candidates?
It's going to be better looking spam. No, we know that the process of recruiting, much like sales and everything, any outreach process, has a degree of spamminess by its nature.
Right.
Those tools allow, in my opinion, allow people to write better spam, not more. And on our end, on our tool, to be honest with you, I don't know, do we have any throttling? I know sometimes when
Yes,
we
yes, we do, Nico. In AI Recruiter, we have very strict contact rules, so we do not even show the same profiles again and again within a certain time frame. And spamming was already happening with all these email nurture features that most,
I was about to say,
we were always very skeptical about that, and this is why we have implemented these contact rules from the very beginning in AI Recruiter.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't want to make it sound like I'm taking a jab at competitors, but for many years, a lot of other vendors were selling this feature where you get a list and you put them on a auto emailer, and they called it nurture. And we never wanted to do this because it felt spammy. But I think the GPT stuff doesn't make you send more email, better and more personalized. So yes, it will make it easier for you to make those emails, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure it will get worse because it was already spammy.
You know, I think it's the overall experience for those candidates as well, that it's sort of the quality of the emails you get. I mean, everyone gets sort of like 10s or 20s sales emails in their inbox, and they all follow in the same format, usually the format HubSpot wrote you should use as an outbound email sequence. And I think what the generative AI will do is make that more personalized. But then also things like the interviews, that experience of having a well-structured interview with good interview questions where you can engage with the interviewer completely because they're not busy trying to type notes away or reach the pen. I think that overall experience for the candidate from beginning to end, from reading a well-written job description to getting a great offer, that's going to be improved with this technology. So I don't think it's going to have a detrimental impact on that. I think the companies that are using these tools are going to stand out beyond the ones that aren't and are using the old traditional methods.
Awesome. Okay, so I think that we're only have a few minutes left, so we're going to wrap up soon. I think we have one more question that we can throw on here. Let me just find it. All right. Lily is wondering, will we get the ability to disqualify mass candidates that don't meet our requirements with AI? That's a good request.
Look, we don't, this is looking a little bit further out, but I'll tell you what we're designing now. Okay. The idea is that what we have right now is pretty good at looking at the candidates that enter your pipeline on the first stage and doing your first screening, like immediately identifying people that you should send the interview invite to right now, and maybe do it automatically, leave the rest in there, and some that are obviously definitely not qualified, I don't know, somehow mark them on the side. Everything that ranks candidates and that makes a suggestion to a decision, we need to be a little bit more careful about. So we're trying to think how to design this feature in a way that doesn't introduce bias, but also really gets this important work done. And so yeah, expect to see something in that direction. I don't know what form it's going to take, but I can tell you for sure that this is something we can speed up a lot with the stuff we got.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think, unfortunately, we've hit our hour mark. So I want to thank you all so much for joining us. It was a pleasure. We're very excited to show you everything that we've been working on. And we hope you all found this insightful. I just would like to reiterate that everyone will be getting a recording of this, and we'll make sure that you guys are all aware of all of the new features that are available. And then I'll post one more comment in here. If you're looking to get a demo of our product, head to getworkable.com/future of HR tech. And yeah, thank you all again so much. We really appreciate it. We look forward to working with you soon. Have a nice rest of your Wednesday, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.